Kneel before Zod!
Kneel before Zod. With that one unforgettable line, Terence Stamp became an icon of villainy. His portrayal of General Zod in Superman and Superman 2 gave the world one of the greatest comic book villains ever brought to the screen. But Stamp's story is much bigger than a single role. From his humble beginnings in East London, to working with legendary filmmakers, to spiritual journeys in India, Stamp has lived a life of art, intensity, and transformation. This is the untold story of Terence Stamp, the man behind General Zod. Early life in East London. Archival photos of wartime London, children playing in bombed-out streets. Terence Henry Stamp was born on July 22, 1938, in Stepney, East London, in the shadow of World War II. His father, Thomas, worked as a tugboat captain on the Thames, while his mother, Ethel, cared for the family. Growing up during wartime was difficult. Air raids, rationing, and uncertainty shaped Stamp's childhood. But in the middle of hardship, he found escape in the movies. The cinema became his temple, and stars like Gary Cooper, James Dean, and Marlon Brando became his heroes. As a boy, Stamp would often mimic film stars in the mirror, dreaming of one day living in that magical world. Yet at first, acting seemed like an impossible goal for a working-class boy from East London. Discovering acting. After finishing school, Stamp drifted between jobs, office work, sales, anything he could find. But his passion for film never left him. In his early 20s, he took a leap of faith and enrolled at the Webber Douglas Academy of Dramatic Art in London. It was here that he discovered his talent for performance. His striking looks, piercing eyes, and natural intensity quickly set him apart from his peers. By the early 1960s, Stamp was auditioning for film roles, and it wouldn't take long before his breakthrough came. Breakthrough Billy Budd. In 1962, Stamp was cast in Billy Budd, directed by Peter Ustinov. His role as the innocent, Christ-like sailor brought him immediate acclaim. Stamp's performance earned him an Academy Award nomination for Best Supporting Actor, a stunning achievement for a newcomer. Practically overnight, he became one of Britain's brightest young actors, part of the new wave alongside contemporaries like Michael Caine and Albert Finney. The 1960s. A cinematic golden era. Throughout the 1960s, Terence Stamp was everywhere. His brooding good looks made him a heartthrob, while his acting depth made him respected by critics. In 1965, he starred in The Collector, directed by William Wyler, playing a disturbed man who kidnaps a woman. The film was a psychological thriller ahead of its time, and Stamp's chilling performance earned him worldwide attention. He worked with directors like Federico Fellini in Spirits of the Dead, Ken Loach in Poor Cow, and played Gabriel Oak in Far from the Madding Crowd. Stamp wasn't just an actor, he was a style icon. His personal life, including high-profile romances with supermodel Jean Shrimpton and later actress Julie Christie, kept him in the headlines. He was part of the swinging London era, rubbing shoulders with the Beatles, Mick Jagger, and David Bowie. The 1970s. A spiritual journey. But fame didn't bring Stamp peace. By the early 1970s, his career had slowed and he felt lost. Instead of chasing Hollywood, he chose a different path, a journey of self-discovery. Stamp traveled extensively through India and Asia, immersing himself in meditation, philosophy, and spiritual study. For several years, he stepped away from the spotlight entirely. While many assumed his acting career was over, Stamp later said these years were essential to his growth, shaping his perspective on life and performance. Superman and General Zod. Then came the role that would make him immortal. In 1978, Richard Donner cast Terence Stamp as General Zod in Superman. Though his screen time in the first film was short, imprisoned in the Phantom Zone, audiences were intrigued. But it was Superman 2 in 1980 that unleashed Stamp's full power. With his commanding presence, aristocratic voice, and icy demeanor, he transformed Zod from a comic book villain into a symbol of tyranny. Unlike Lex Luthor's cunning humor, Zod was cold and merciless. He didn't just want to defeat Superman, he wanted to dominate the entire planet. The line, "Kneel before Zod," became a pop culture phenomenon, endlessly quoted and parroted. Even decades later, it remains one of the most iconic lines in superhero cinema. Stamp's Zod became the gold standard for comic book villains, a performance that influenced future portrayals of antagonists in the superhero genre. Career beyond Zod. While Zod made him unforgettable, Stamp's career didn't stop there. In the 1980s, he appeared in films like Wall Street and Young Guns. In 1994, he shocked audiences with his role in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, playing a transgender woman named Bernadette. Stamp brought dignity and humanity to the role, earning widespread praise and proving his versatility as an actor. Then came The Limey in 1999, directed by Steven Soderbergh. Stamp played Wilson, a British ex-con seeking revenge in Los Angeles. His intense, emotional performance was hailed by critics as one of the best of his career. And for a younger generation, he appeared in Star Wars, Episode 1, The Phantom Menace in 1999, as Chancellor Valorum, further cementing his place in pop culture. Personal life and writing. Clips of Stamp interviews, book covers, narrator. Away from the screen, Stamp has lived a fascinating life. He has been open about his spiritual practices, meditation, and vegetarian lifestyle. He even published several memoirs, including Stamp Album and Rare Stamps, where he shared stories of fame, love, and his search for inner peace. Despite his fame, Stamp never married, though he has spoken about relationships and the challenges of balancing intimacy with a life in the spotlight. Legacy. Montage of Zod scenes, interviews, later roles. Narrator. Today, Terence Stamp is celebrated not just as General Zod, but as one of Britain's finest character actors. His career has spanned more than 6 decades, from Oscar-nominated beginnings to cult classics and blockbuster franchises. But no matter how many roles he plays, he will always be remembered for one command that echoes through cinematic history. Kneel before Zod. Oyutaro. Clips fade into black. Superman theme plays. Narrator. From East London's working-class streets to the battlefields of Krypton, Terence Stamp's journey has been one of reinvention, resilience, and unforgettable artistry. Few actors can say they've played both an Oscar-nominated hero and one of the most iconic villains in pop culture. Terence Stamp can. And as long as fans continue to watch Superman 2, his legacy as General Zod will live forever. Conclusion. From the bombed streets of East London to the shining heights of Hollywood, Terence Stamp's journey has been one of talent, reinvention, and endurance. His life shows us that true artistry is not about chasing fame but about embracing transformation, both on and off the screen. While he will forever be remembered as Superman's greatest adversary, Terence Stamp is much more than General Zod. He is an actor of immense range, a seeker of truth, and a figure whose legacy in cinema will never fade.